Hello everyone. Today I am going to show you the usage of if function. First I will show you the normal if function and then we will proceed to the usage of if function with combination of and or function. So first let me show you the normal if function. Here I have created a table. I have entered few names and the marks they have obtained, and in the remarks section I have filled pass and fail. Now this pass and fail I have entered based on this criteria, that is the criteria is greater than equal to 35. If a candidate score marks which is equal to 35 or greater than 35, then he or she will be considered pass, else the candidate will be considered fail. Now the thing is, if I have 1000 records like this, 1000 rows, so I cannot match the marks with criteria every time and fill manually. I need to automate this remarks section. So how I will do that? I will do that with the use of if function. So here I will press equal to and I'll write if. Then I'll open the bracket. And here comes the syntax for if function. The first syntax is logical test. Now friends, logical test is nothing but the criteria. The criteria which I set to look for if the condition is true, the if function will return a particular value, and if the criteria does not match with the given marks or given value, then it will show the different result, that is false function. So in this case the criteria I have set is greater than equal to 35, and I am going to check this criteria where in K column, that is the mark section. So if the marks obtained in K column is greater than or equal to 35, then the candidate will pass, else the candidate will fail. So here I will click on K2. Okay, then I will put greater than equal to 35. Then I will put comma. Then comes the value if true syntax, that is if the figure present in K column matches with the criteria that I have set, it will show me a result. So obviously if this my criteria is greater than equal to 35, so any value present in K column is greater than or equal to 35, it will show me pass this remark. Else, that is if the values present in K column does not match with my criteria, then it will show me fail remarks. And I will close the if function and press enter. So automatically it's showing me pass. Why? Because 90 in K column which Virat has scored is obviously greater than or equal to 35. In this case it's greater than 35. So it's showing pass. Let me drag this formula to rest of the columns and see the result. Tanya, the remarks is fail. She has failed. Why? She has scored 30, which is less than 35. Not greater, not equal to. Rupa, she has just scored 35, which is equal to 35, so she is considered pass. Shuman 75, which is greater than 35, so he has passed. Now let's change the figure or marks of Shuman to 25 and see. Automatically it becomes fail, and let's change Rupa's marks to 50, so it becomes pass, and Tanya's marks to 50, to let's say 69, it has also become pass, and Virat marks to 20 fail. So automatically it's getting change, right? So I hope simple if function is clear to you. I'll show you the syntax one more time. So if bracket open, here pops the logical syntax, that is first one is logical test, which is nothing but the criteria, then value if true, that is the column where I have set the value which matches with the criteria is true, it will show me a result, and value if false, that is if the values that I have mentioned does not match with the criteria, it will give me some other result. So this is the syntax for if function. Now let me show you this if function with combination with AND function, right? So here I have created a table with almost same data, just slight modifications I have made. Here I have mentioned two subjects, that is algebra and arithmetic, and the total marks for each of the subjects are 100, and the pass mark for each of the subject is 50, and here is the marks obtained by the candidates in each of the subject, and remarks, that is passed in math group, failed in math group, that is algebra and arithmetic together makes the math group in this case. And if anyone fails in one of the subject, then he will be considered as fail. To get pass, the candidate must pass in both the subjects. I think this is clear. So I have created the same table here, and I will write the if function here with AND function. Now I will put if and I will open the bracket. The same syntax for if function appears, that is logical test, value if true and value if false. Now here in this case, in place of logical test, I will not put the criteria directly, because here I have, you know, a bit of complex criteria. Complex in the sense, here I have to check the marks for algebra as well as arithmetic, and if both the marks are greater than 50, then only a candidate will be considered pass. Otherwise he or she will be considered fail. So I'll put and function. So in place of logical test, I am putting another function, that is AND function, and the result of AND function will create the logic for the if function. Getting my point? AND function, it will first look for the result of AND function. Then the result of AND function will be treated as criteria, and it will look for that, it will match that criteria in the marks obtained section, that is in L column. And if the marks obtained matches with the criteria, then the candidate will be considered passed or failed. If failed, obviously if the criteria does not matches, right? So and bracket open, logical test, logical one is this marks obtained, something wrong went. I'll again put equal to if and logical one, that is L2 greater than equal to 50, comma, logical 2, that is L3 greater than equal to 50. I'll close the logic, and function, because I don't have any more logics to provide, so I'll close here. Now this L2 greater than equal to 50 and L3 greater than 50, it will check in L column whether the two L2 and L3 figures are greater than 50 or not, and it will return a result, and that will become the logical test for if function, right? So here I'll put comma. Now comes, as it fulfills, see, as AND function is the logical criteria for result of AND function is the logical criteria for if function, and I have put comma now, then it's showing value if true. So the result of AND function matches with the criteria, then it will show me passed in passed in math group, else failed in math group. Bracket close and press enter. So in case of Virat, he has passed in math group because he has scored 90 in algebra and arithmetic. He has scored 75, which is obviously greater than 50. Now let's drag this function to rest of the columns. And here it's showing Tanya has failed in math group because in algebra she has got 50, which is equal to the criteria, and in arithmetic she has got 30, which is less than 50. So she has failed in maths. Rupa similarly in algebra she has scored 35, which is less than 50, and in arithmetic she has scored 60, which is greater than 50. So she has failed because our criteria was a candidate must pass in both the subjects. So in case of Tanya and Rupa, they haven't passed in both the subjects. They failed in one subject. That's why they are considered fail. While Shuman has scored more than 50 in both the subjects, so he has considered pass. He is considered pass. Now let's change Rupa's 35 to 50. And see, it's getting changed to passed in math group. Similarly, let's change Tanya's arithmetic number to 75. And see, again Tanya now this time has passed. And let's make change in Virat's arithmetic to 25. Virat this time has failed, and Shuman's to 10. I'm sorry Shuman, but it's just an example we are taking. So 10. So it's showing Shuman has failed in math group. So I hope this if with combination with and function is clear to you. I'll show you the syntax one more. If function I'll write, I'll open the bracket, logical test, value if true, value if false. In place of logical state, instead of putting the direct logic, we will put and function, and the result of the and function will become the logical test for if function, and then accordingly we will provide value if true, value if false criteria, right? I hope this is clear. Now let me show you if function with or function. Now in the previous case in algebra, in AND function, the criteria was the candidate must pass in both the subject. Now in OR function, the criteria is the candidate needs to pass in any one of the function, that is either algebra or arithmetic. If he or she passes in any one of the subject, then he or she will be considered pass. So based on that, I have created this table, like total where these are the candidates name, subject same, total mark same, pass mark for both the subject, like any one of the subject. If the candidate achieves 50 in any one of the subject, then he will be considered passed, else he or she will be considered fail. So let's do it here. Equal to if logical test, value if true, value if false. Now in place of logical test, we will put OR function, and the result of OR function will serve as the logical criteria for if function. So it's same as AND function, just instead of AND we are writing OR. So logical one, we will put L2 greater than 50, comma L3 greater than 50, and we will close the bracket as we don't have any more logics to provide. Then value if true, passed, comma value if false, failed, and we will close the bracket. That means if any one of the subject, that is algebra or arithmetic, anywhere the value is greater than 50, the candidate will be passed. If it is not, then the candidate will be considered as failed. So let's close the function and press enter. So here it's showing pass because Virat has scored 90 in algebra and 75 in arithmetic. Now we will drag it to rest of the cells, and Tanya has failed. Why? Because in algebra she has scored 50, but arithmetic she has scored 35, and our criteria was in less than 50. Sorry, greater than 50. The candidate must score greater than 50 in any of the subjects. Something went wrong. Wait. Something went wrong. Here in formula, something went wrong. Let's write the formula one more time. Sorry everybody, but something went wrong. We need to pass in any one of the subject. Then we will consider as pass. The criteria was that. So if or L2 greater than 50, comma L3 greater than 50, comma, sorry, we'll need to close it, comma, passed, else failed. And if we drag now, okay, yes, now it's correct. Now see, this time our condition is in any of the subject the candidate must score greater than 50. We haven't put equal to here. Here if you see in the first table I have put the condition greater than 50. So in any of the subject, if the candidate scored greater than 50, then only he or she will be considered pass. So accordingly I have put the formula if or L2 greater than 50, L3 greater than 50, then value if true, then value if false. So in case of Virat, he has scored 90 in both the subjects, so definitely he has passed. In case of Tanya, she has scored 50 in algebra and arithmetic 30. So in both the subjects she has failed. That's why it's showing fail. Why? Because our condition is greater than 50 and 50 here is just equal to 50. In L4 50 value is equal to 50, which will be considered as fail, and 30 is obviously less than 50. That's why she has failed in arithmetic also. Whereas Rupa has failed in algebra because she has scored 35, which is less than 50, but she has scored 60, which is greater than 50. That's why she has passed. And Shuman, as usual, he has scored in both the subjects greater than 50, so he has passed. Now let's change Shuman's 75 to 25. He still passed because he has scored 89 in arithmetic. But what if he scores 15 in arithmetic? He has failed. In Rupa's case, let's make it 50. She has passed because in arithmetic she has got 60. So one figure or one subject marks is obviously greater than 50. So she's usually considered pass. And if we change both the cases here, say to 25 and 10 failed. In Tanya's case, if we change this 50 to 60, she has passed because in one subject she has scored 60 and another she has failed. That doesn't matter. So I hope this function is clear to all. Guys, as something I wrote wrong in the first while showing you the OR function, let me show you one more time so it will be clear to you. Here I have set for OR function, I have set two subjects, algebra and arithmetic, and the pass mark is greater than 50. Like, but the condition is if any of the subject the candidate obtains more than 50, then he or she will be considered passed. So in any of the subject, in previous one it was and, but here in any of the subject, so either algebra or arithmetic, wherever a candidate gets more than 50, he or she will be considered passed. So I'll write if, in place of logical test I'll put OR function greater than 50 comma logical 2 L3 greater than 50. I'll close the bracket as I don't have any more logic to put. I'll close value if true, passed, value if false, failed, and I will press enter. So the result of OR function will serve as the criteria for if function, and that criteria matches with the value present in L function. It will provide a particular result, else it will provide another result. So in this case, if the value present in either of the cell, that is L2 or L3 greater than 50, the candidate will pass, else the candidate will fail. So in case of Virat, both L2 and L3 marks are greater than 50, so obviously he has passed. Let's drag it to rest of the cells. Tanya has passed because in algebra she has scored 60, whereas in arithmetic she has scored 30. 30 is a fail mark because it's less than 50, but 60 is greater than 50, so she is considered pass. Rupa has failed in both the subject because 10 is less than 50, 25 is less than 50, so she has scored below 50 in both the subjects. And if we change it to 70 once scored, then the remarks change to pass. Similarly, Shumon has failed because she has scored less than 50 in both the subjects, and let's make it to 80, one figure, then he has also passed this time. And let's change Virat's figure to 25. Still he is passed because in algebra his score is 75, but if we convert 75 to 50, he has failed. I hope it's clear to you the if function with OR function. I've tried to explain in a very simple way. Guys, you follow this video many times so it will get clear to you. I hope this video is helpful to you. Do watch several times. I'm sure it will help you to learn the if function with and OR function. Thank you.